My mother was telling me about how when she moved from Paris to southern France, she got very surprised because everyone, instead of saying de rien, said avec plaisir. So what this means is traditionally when you're being said thank you in French, you're gonna answer the equivalent of you're welcome, which means it's nothing. But in southern France, they don't. They say it's my pleasure. And she got really surprised, pleasantly surprised, because she felt like when someone said my pleasure, they really meant it. She felt it was more warm and welcoming than the blatant it's nothing. That in France is the equivalent of you're welcome, in the sense that it's so much used that no one thinks about its meaning anymore. So this is what I'm going to talk about today because I felt this is really important. So I did a bit of digging and it turns out that in English, you're welcome comes from the Old English welcomia, which means to receive someone with pleasure. And the earliest attestation of someone actually using you're welcome as a response to thank you is from 1863 in an Irish book. So it's actually quite recent as opposed to, for example, the Italian prego, which is of religious etymology, so it's been used for a while now. So there are several languages in which when someone tells you thank you, you answer by it's nothing. So Spanish, French, Swedish, Japanese and Chinese. So for example in Japanese they say ie todemonai, which means so ie is actually no and tondemonai is actually it's nothing. It's like rarely used. In a casual conversation, don't say that to your boss. In other languages, for example in German, Russian, Greek or Dutch, the word for you're welcome is actually the same for please. Like for example in German it's bitte, so you say can I have this bitte? They give it to you and you're like oh dankeschön, dankeschön, and they're like bitte, bitte. So yeah, another example. There are actually several words that are so used that you actually forget what they're supposed to say. One I really like, for example, is the French for my dear. So in French is mon chéri. You're saying that this person is dear to you, and people don't realize that. I think that's how you should use endearments. By first of all realizing what you're actually saying instead of using a convention of something to say to someone you like. So what you can say, as in French, my pleasure, which I use all the time because when I do something, usually I do it because I want to do it, so it's my pleasure to hold the door for you. If I do something and it's not my pleasure and they say thank you, I just say you're welcome because like I'm not gonna say it's nothing, don't worry, because it's not nothing, I don't want to do it. So I'm just gonna say you're welcome. So yeah, you can say no worries, not a problem, my pleasure, it's nothing, not at all. Yeah, I heard someone tell me that and I didn't realize I was saying oh thank you very much. They were like not at all and I was like well yeah, I'm thanking you. And you can say yeah sure or anytime. Just I think it's very important that when you use a word you actually use words to express what you actually mean. That when you say you're welcome or it's my pleasure, you actually mean it. I think it's very important and that's why I like language so much and digging out new ways to stay as true as possible to my emotions. Since we're on the topic of language, my sister told me recently that actually sheeps, the animals, have dialects, which mean that a sheep that was raised in, I don't know, Ireland cannot understand a sheep raised in, I don't know, anywhere else in Germany. So I found this really interesting, puts a lot of things into perspective. The music you're listening is called Sneaky Driver, which I love, and it's from Bill Kiley, and it was composed for a game which is called Catching a Zero. It's a 2D platformer. For those who like it, the plot is incredible, and the gameplay is pretty good too. But yeah, if you want to listen to the OST, it's all synthwave, so it's really, really good. It's brilliant.